no. I on team, but my eyes on winning. I'ma drive the lane until the timer says finish. I won't tone it down, not even for a minute. I'm working like a champion until they say he did it. Never holding back, shooting higher than the Rockies. They just hold the ball stationary like a dog team. Fighting for the devil.
Alright, y'all. So I kind of just... This is kind of new to me. Like, y'all seen this little kind of setup before. Oh, and y'all, this is like what my hair looks like a few days after I've taken my box braids out, all that, etc., etc. But for those who are new to my channel, welcome to the Blue Room. Tell a friend to tell a friend about my channel because it's interesting videos over here. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Well, let me get this pop sock. Alright. So... And I ain't never, I'm one to just stay in my lane and do my own thing because I'm trying to get this bag and get my family up out of this, you know, up out of her, up out of this state. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go big or go home. All right. So I ain't really one to talk about, you know, other people and what other people got going on and their situations and their drama, whatever, whatever. But y'all know Chris McQueen or whatever, right? And I told y'all that I'm in love with Wendy Williams. Like, I love her show. I love how she handles things. I love how she runs things and how she's so confident in what she says and what she does and how she sticks by her word as a older, black, and confident woman. There's nothing more to be said about that. But I told y'all that I was kind of thinking about, you know, doing, you know, messy videos, I guess, or tea videos on like famous, I guess you could say famous personnel, celebrities, YouTubers, whatever, just people around locally, maybe. I mean, I do have friends that watch my channel, so why not just start exposing? But, you know, I'm thinking about that very, very heavily, because why not? I also have a weird story time. You know, I might just save that for a few years from now because I still live in my mom's house and I'm not trying to get kicked out. But, you know, I do got an interesting story time coming, but that'll probably be years from now and y'all will be surprised. But anyway. So y'all know Chris McQueen or whatever, and y'all know how, who else, Jordan and somebody else, I don't know, but y'all know how they be breaking up and, you know, just causing a big stir about it. Not even just Chris McQueen, but like a whole lot of other famous social media that are on a big platform for what they have and how they handle themselves. You know, they have millions of followers, millions, not just thousands, but I mean millions of followers, and they're younger too. They're on the younger side or somewhere on the older side. You never know. You never know who's out there watching you. You know, they don't have to be subscribers. Some people just watch you and they're not even subscribed and they watch you every day and they see what you do and they pick up your things or they look up to you, whatever the case may be. But I'm not one to really care about other people's business because I got my own stuff to handle because, like I said, I'm trying to get me and my family up out of her so we can live up in a mansion like DMB, like the Prince family, all right? You know what I'm saying? That's a power couple right there. But what they did, how their breakup went was kind of weird too. But, you know, I'm not really one to, I'm just one to stay in my lane. I don't really care about what other people got going on because I'm just chilling. I'm trying to make a way for myself. But I see often that, like, so I ain't even gonna call them celebrities because they're not really worthy of those names, but people with a certain stature, a high stature, you know, especially being young in the time period that we are in now, all the technology that we have at our fingertips is more than any generation has ever had and ever seen and ever created. Let's just be honest here. But I see that they handle, and I'm talking about like YouTubers, like heavy YouTubers that got millions of subscribers, relationship ones specifically. I see that some of them, I guess you could say Chris and Queen or Jordan and whatever and DMB Nation, if you were watching them for a while, I just happened to scoop in on, you know, the bad stuff that happened to them. But you know how they go through breakups and they post it all on social media and stuff goes on and etc, etc. But I see how it's handled the wrong way. Now, I'm pretty young myself. I'm very, very young. I'm under 16. So a lot of people say I look 18, 19 when they watch my video. No, I'm 15 years old. So I'm pretty dang young myself. So I don't know what love is. I barely know my ass from a hole in the ground. Excuse me, but I barely know my butt from a hole in the ground, let alone what love is, a relationship is, whatever the case may be. But I do have that understanding on how you should conduct yourself when you're in a relationship, and especially if you're on a social media platform, and especially if you have a large following. There is a certain way to conduct yourself and how to handle your business behind closed doors and when to do that and how to do so. It's kind of common sense. And it's kind of not everybody's business. But I do see that when, you know, big YouTubers break up and get back together and break up, and it's kind of shedding the wrong kind of light on how relationships in general, you don't even have to be on camera, but it kind of sheds the wrong light on how relationships are supposed to be handled between two young or middle-aged or even old people. It does, excuse me for using the word old, I don't know, but it kind of sheds the wrong light, especially for younger people now, because we all know social media teaches us to compare our lives instead of admiring what we have and appreciating and being content with what we have. We all know that. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that because it's like, so I guess you could say this is kind of a bed talk, but it's handled the wrong way. And I hate to see that because you're making so much money and you guys, whoever the case may be, whatever relationship that may be, you make so much money, you do positive videos, you're amazing, you help people out, but yet there is always a flaw in something. And I'm not judging anybody. It's just, I see it often, especially now on social media, since it's a big trend and a big phrase. I'm trying to find the word for it, but you know, it's just a wave that everybody rides. Social media is a big wave, not even just YouTube, not just Instagram, not just Facebook, not just Twitch. No, it's just a huge wave. I mean, it's more, this is more technology than we've ever had in past generations. I'm pretty sure it's going to get huger in the future. Oh, box. But I see that when people break up, especially on social media, having a large following, they do it the wrong way. Some of them handle it the right way. Some of them, keep it behind camera because that's where it's supposed to be. Which practically means they don't show their fans. Not saying that it's the wrong thing to show your fans what you go through, especially in real life, because you never want to shed a false image of yourself or your relationship or your family, whatever, on camera. You always want to be as real as possible, but there are certain things that you kind of want to stray away from, especially from people you don't know. But it is always educational to, you know, let people know, hey, this is what I went through and I hope you can learn from it or get something from it. There's nothing wrong with sharing your experience or showing what you're going through that time, through that rough relationship or that rough patch in your life. There's nothing wrong with sharing that with people and trying to help somebody understand where you're coming from, maybe if they're in the same position or if they're going through the same thing, whatever the case may be. But it's a whole nother thing to just go on the internet and make songs about each other, disrespect each other, and also having a child in the picture. And they may be thinking about their children, whatever the case may be. This goes for any relationship, if you have a child or if you don't. But this is specifically for people who do have children that are on those big platforms and that have experienced that. It's completely different when you have a child and you're just bashing one another, or if you're just being passive aggressive, which practically means, I don't know, going on Instagram or going on Facebook and just commenting stuff directed towards that person and having your fans, or whatever you want to call them, your fans, I'm just going to call them your fans, and having your fans speak for you to that person that you were talking to, which can lead to so many different things, which is most of the time negative. And it just doesn't make sense to me, because it's like, you have a child together, or children, whatever the case may be, you know each other, you have each other's phone numbers, and you still decide to disrespect one another. And this goes for every single person who, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. When that whole DMB Nation, and it's not, like I said, this isn't my place, but I see it often, and it's not just with DMB Nation or Chris and Queen, whatever the case may be. But I mean, like, that whole situation with DMB Nation, they were together for, I don't know, I don't really care either. But, you know, they have 2 children, I think one on the way, I don't know, I think 2 children, whatever. And I believe they were married for quite some time, and she ended up leaving them and their 2 children, but it was for her own good, you know, doesn't matter. And 3 days later, they ended up getting married. I don't know. It was just this whole thing. If you want to know, go look it up yourself. I'm not going to, like I said, it's kind of none of my business anyway, but go look it up. You'll see that it's just something completely topsy-turvy, all turned around, which didn't make sense. You have children. There's no need, but forget all that. Forget that. I'm just saying, like, I see it often, especially, and we all know that social media nowadays, the way it's going, the way it used to be back in the day, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever the case may be, but we all know that social media ruins a lot of things for people, and it's not just relationships. It can be business opportunities, it could be networking opportunities, friendship opportunities, love opportunities, relationship opportunities. It just ruins a lot of things, especially when you use it and you do it for the wrong thing, the negative thing. You guys like this? I think it looks great when you use it for the wrong thing. But that's why I'm very conservative, especially when I'm making YouTube videos. Of course, I always try to get my channel out, because my channel, personally, if you really want to know why I did YouTube, I advise everybody go check that out. Go check it out, because that's probably the most emotional video that I've ever did, and I truly mean that. I don't use my channel to try to get clout, in better words. I don't use my channel to try to one up everybody. I don't really care about the subscribe count, the number count, whatever the case may be. I don't care. I don't care about the money. I'm not saying that I don't really care. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really use it for that. I use it for educational purposes. Even though I may be young, there's still a whole lot to learn. There's still a whole lot I need to learn and a whole lot to learn about life and also myself, because I'm still finding myself as a young woman, young lady. There I go with that woman thing again. Oh my gosh. But, you know, it was just kind of in the back of my head, like, dang, people are making so much money and using it for the wrong. And this can go for single people too. I see a whole lot of single YouTubers that have a big following, or even just a regular medium or even a small platform following, whatever the case may be, that use their money for the wrong thing and use their image for the wrong thing. Like, I see men, women, whatever the case, you know, have a nice platform, nice following, whatever the case may be, and, you know, they're showing their fans that are usually younger or middle-aged, whatever the case may be. We all know that we look up to certain YouTubers or look up to certain people on platforms, and they're showing them the wrong thing and the wrong way to handle things, which is never bad, because we all make mistakes and we all got to learn from them. But it's just a consistent trend. It's just a consistent trend. To me, it's like breaking up now and not using your head and just thinking with your emotions. Of course, you want to do that sometimes, but for the rational things, you just kind of want to use logic. Because think about it, you got millions of followers, thousands, hundreds, 20, whatever the case may be, and you're just using it for the wrong thing. So that's why I'm kind of conservative on how I make my videos and why I make them. I don't just make videos just to make them. I make them because I love them, because they're fun. And also I'll make them so I could look back on these and say, wow, I may have said the wrong thing, or I may have said the right thing. Thanks past Jada. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my name's Jada, for those who are new. But yeah, it was just kind of bugging me, because it's like, don't put your relationship, especially if you're not trying to have somebody learn from it or understand what you're going through, don't try to put your relationship on blast like that if you're not willing to fight for your lover, because it kind of doesn't make sense to me. Because it's like, don't try to use something negative that can really affect you, especially in divorce, especially in marriage, and especially in that sense, and especially if you're very religious. Don't try to use that to prop yourself up. Just don't do that in a negative light. You guys know exactly what I mean, especially with Chris and Queen, especially with them. You know, it's kind of like, and like I said, I mean, it's not my place to judge. It's not my place, but I'm just seeing it often. And the big topic has really been them. Like, it's really just been them. And it's kind of like, I don't really condone that, because it's like, you guys were married at one point, and even though you're getting divorced, there shouldn't be any messing around with anybody. There shouldn't be any fooling around with anybody. You remember, you guys have a kid, and you guys both know that. You guys are there for him. But until you're divorced, don't go messing around with people, putting yourself on social media, kissing on people, saying this and that, trying to be sly, trying to be slick, being passive aggressive, saying you're not mad, but making a song saying this and that. It's different to make a song. It's to me, I'm in love with music. A lot of you probably don't know that, but I'm in love with music. I have guitars and pianos everywhere. But if I'm going to make a song, I'm going to make it for my emotions, but not to bash the other. It's just the way I would feel. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be because, oh, I want to do this and get some views and get paid. Nah. It's because I'll make my emotion. Like, I feel like Queen's Medicine video was more of her emotions, and I'm not no dang mind reader. I don't really care either, but that's just what I got from it. It was just emotions, and his were kind of like, all right, you want to make this? I'm going to make a music video saying this. I'm going to make a music video doing that. I really don't think he's taking it seriously like Queen. Not that I would care, but that's just what I'm seeing. And it's really none of my business, but I just wanted y'all to know, like, dang, it's just crazy. I just see a consistent trend on breaking up and getting back together and showing it and thinking that's cool and cute. Because honestly, it's just you're giving the wrong image to the wrong people, especially to your following. You have no clue who follows you, but you know when you step out in public and you see a bunch of 13, 14, 12-year-old girls, boys trying to take pictures with you, you know that you're known in their demographic, their age group. So it just boils down to a point, like, be careful what you're video recording. Be careful what you're saying. Even though you might be mad at the moment, of course you might just want to punch somebody or say something or ruin them for the night. Just be a little bit careful. It's like, I'm only 15 years old and I'm speaking like I'm 17 because I have that understanding, like I said at the beginning of the video. I don't know. I hope this made sense. This is kind of like a bed talk. I'm kind of not feeling the best, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted to talk about it, touch on it, because it's like, people are really, really, really dumb. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, how can you, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got each other's phone numbers. Y'all can FaceTime. Y'all got money to take planes back and forth 24/7. And y'all still, not y'all, but I mean, you know who the bad party in this is. Y'all still got the nerve to do all this and that and say this and that. And it's kind of like, if I'm speaking on Chris and Queen, it's kind of like Queen is the one that's doing her own thing. And Chris is kind of the one that's, y'all know. I ain't really got to say nothing. Y'all know. If you're into the whole YouTube thing, it's just, that's what I've been seeing. And a lot of people have been speaking on it, and a lot of people understand what I'm saying, and a lot of people will probably understand what I'm saying, or probably won't. I don't know. But this is just kind of a, I don't know, like a thing for me. It was just on my head, on my brain. And I was like, why not talk about it? You know, because it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of old school. That's the way my parents raised me. Like, don't be putting your business out there. Just handle it between you two, and if you can't handle it, then I guess it's time to get to stepping. And that's kind of where I'm at too. I'm still finding myself as a young lady. Ooh, I said it right the first time. For the first time, I'm still finding myself as a young lady because, as I said, I'm a teenager. But I do carry myself on a stature. Like, I'm not saying, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, it's just, I understand. I understand certain things. Of course, I don't understand everything. And of course, I'm not going to understand everything. And of course, there are going to be things that I'm going to screw up on. But at the end of the day, I know that this is what I need to do. And this is what I need to understand. And it's kind of like, I don't know. Not a lot of people have that understanding. Not a lot of people have that complexity of knowing when enough is enough, especially on social media, because as we know, there are a lot of suicides, a lot of bullying, a lot of all that. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. Y'all act like this. Don't act like this is brand new. This might not be making sense to you. To you specifically that's watching this. This may not make sense to you, but you know exactly what I mean, though. Yeah, I said it. It don't make sense, but you know what I mean, though. But this is basically about this entire video, to get down to the nitty gritty. It's basically about being in a relationship and not knowing when enough is enough and when to stop. Especially on social media, specifically on social media. Being grown and not knowing when enough is enough on social media. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But you know what? I'll see you guys later. I hope this made sense. Tell a friend to tell a friend about my channel because it's the latest and realest videos over here. Come on now.